Hey there, guys. So I want to thank you for joining today's live stream as always. Always look forward to sharing you guys new information and giving you guys something valuable that you can take with you. So, as I sort of mentioned last week, I'm going to continue on with expanding on different topics that you can really relate to no matter where you're at in your fitness journey. And this is stuff that you can implement in your routine as quickly as possible. And that's what I try to get across with these live streams, is to give you guys the best information possible and to give you guys value that is easy to digest, easy to understand. And that's my main focus. So before I get started, I do want to mention my website as always. It's bponlinefitness.com. Again, you can check out all of the information in regards to my online fitness program. You can schedule your free consultation there as well. You can also get information on various different topics related to my program, whether it be the tools that I use for my program, such as applications, apps that I use to help you reach your fitness goals. This can include Trainerize, this can include Evolution Nutrition. There is also information on sort of setting your goals, how goal setting is important. I do also have a blog that I've been building on my website. And when you go on the website and you look at the various different sections that I have labeled, there is a fitness blog that you can look at. I try to keep that updated weekly as much as possible. So with all that being said, guys, let's go ahead and talk about today's topic, which is over functional fitness for everyday life. Now, I'm not sure if you've heard of the term functional fitness, but basically, functional fitness is sort of our daily movements we perform in our daily life. And functional fitness is using those particular movements to help us perform those movements better. So we perform daily activities that involve various functional movements. Being able to enhance these movements with fitness can help improve overall health, mobility, prevent injuries, and fosters independence in daily tasks. So here's the outline of some of the topics I'm going to touch today. This can include, of course, the benefits of functional fitness, functional exercises, core stability, balance and coordination, flexibility and mobility, as well as tailoring functional fitness to different needs. So, yes, these topics are somewhat separate, but they're still interconnected. So, functional fitness has some sort of impact on each one of these different points. And that's what I'm going to go over. So, these are the various different topics we're going to talk about today, and I'm going to sort of give you a basic sort of summary and a description of what these topics are, what we're talking about in regards to functional fitness, or when it relates to core stability, balance and coordination, etc. So the benefits of functional fitness. So functional fitness workouts engage multiple muscle groups simultaneously, leading to overall strength gains by performing compound movements that mimic everyday activities. You develop strength that translates directly into practical use. So functional fitness exercises often incorporate movements that require balance and coordination, leading to improved joint stability and mobility. This can reduce the risk of falling injuries, especially among older adults. So keep that in mind that, again, when we're talking about functional fitness, these are exercises that are going to help mimic different movements in daily life. So when we're doing these types of exercises, we're gradually going to increase that balance, that coordination, that strength in different parts of our body. No matter where we're weakest at, as long as we continue to target that area, we will continue to sort of gain strength in that particular area, and in turn is going to help our mobility. So an example of functional exercises can include squats. Squats replicate the motion of sitting down and standing up, which is a common movement in daily life. They strengthen the muscles of the lower body, including the quadriceps, hamstrings, and glutes, as well as the core muscles for stabilization. Lunges. Lunges stimulate the action of stepping forward or backward, helping to improve balance, coordination, and leg strength. They target the quadriceps, hamstrings, glutes, and calves. Again, before I go on to deadlifts here, what you're going to sort of notice with these particular exercises is that most of these are compound based movements. Now, if you're not aware, I've mentioned compound movements before as well as oscillation movements. So basically, again, to summarize what compound movements are basically movements that, or exercises, I should say, that use multiple muscle groups. They're not particularly isolating a muscle, they're using multiple muscle groups such as the quads, hamstrings, and glutes to perform the squats. They're using all of those muscles together when you're performing that particular motion. Whereas with oscillation, again, that's like, specifically oscillating muscle. So you've got like bicep curls. Bicep curls are primarily oscillating muscle. Whereas with squats, you're using multiple muscles that includes the quads, hamstrings, and glutes, as well as the core, of course, for stabilization. So deadlifts mimic the movement of picking up objects from the ground, such as lifting a heavy box. They strengthen the muscles of the lower back, glutes, hamstrings, and core, while also improving grip strength. And another thing you'll notice with these particular exercises, again, they mimic daily movements. Squats, of course, is like sitting up or sitting down and standing up. And then with lunges, it's stepping forward, stepping backward. And then, of course, with deadlifts, it's sort of picking up objects, bending over, things of that nature. So each of these are an example of functional exercises that you can perform. So the importance of core stability and functional fitness. So what is core stability? Core stability refers to the ability of the muscles and the torso to work together to maintain proper alignment and support the spine during dynamic movements. It involves muscles such as abdominals, obliques, lower back, and pelvic muscles. So why is core stability important for functional fitness? It helps to provide a solid base for all movements. A stable core allows for efficient transfer of force between the upper and lower body and enhances balance and coordination, which in turn is going to help with core stability because it's essential for maintaining balance and stability during those movements. It's going to reduce the risk of injury. A stable core provides support and protection for the spine and the surrounding muscles. In turn, of course, is reducing the risk of injuries during physical activities. So this is something that I mention to my clients a lot, is that you do need to train your core very often. And the reason why training your core is important, and this goes back into functional fitness, because the core is very much a foundational part of your body. It is a part of your body that helps you being able to basically perform various movements. It's a foundational movement. And of course, it involves the abs, the obliques, you've got your lower back and your pelvic muscles. So it's using those particular mobility top muscles in order to perform various movements. Lower back, going back to lower back, which is, of course, very essential with deadlifts, you can see in turn that deadlifts, of course, are going to have to use that particular muscle in order to perform it properly. And deadlifts, in turn, are going to help you being able to perform daily movements such as bending down. So core stability works in tandem basically with the various functional exercises. But you need to understand that the core itself provides a solid base. So you need to strengthen your core just as much. So balance and coordination. Balance refers to the ability to maintain equilibrium and stability while stationary or in motion. It involves the integration of sensory information from the eyes, inner ear, vestibular system, and proprioceptive receptors in the muscles and joints. Now, before we go on into this, the vestibular system and the proprioceptive receptors, I know there's some big terms in a sense, but basically what we're talking about here is when we're talking about, in particular, let's start with the proprioceptive receptors. Basically what that is your body's ability to know where it's at in a specific space. So, for example, your eyes, ears, and muscles, of course, kind of work together in order for you to be aware of the space that you're in. So, for example, when you're doing exercises, especially that involve like a Bosu ball, you're going to be using a lot of different receptors in order to keep your balance and coordination. And one thing to keep in mind is that when you close your eyes, if you're doing something and you close your eyes, your balance is, of course, going to be off. You're not going to be able to stand straight because you're not being aware of that sense of space around you. And that's where your proprioceptive receptors kind of get out of whack because you don't have a sense of space around you. So that's why your body sort of loses balance. So sort of keep that in mind. So why is balance important for functional fitness? Of course, good balance helps reduce the risk of falls, especially as we age. Improved balance enables smoother, more controlled movements during functional exercises. Balance training strengthens stabilizing muscles around the joints, promoting joint health and reducing injury risk. Coordination refers to the ability to execute smooth, controlled movements using multiple muscle groups in a synchronized manner. This involves timing, rhythm, and accuracy of movement. This is something that I always mention to my clients a ton is controlling the movement of your workouts, being able to, do those movements in a slow and controlled manner most of the time. Now, with different workout phases, sometimes I would have clients do their exercises a little bit more. They would do more moderate or faster tempo, but most of the time, you really want to focus on those slow and controlled movements with your exercises that you perform in order to fully engage the muscles. So that's what coordination is. And balance is just as important. I do balance exercises myself. I actually love doing balance exercises because they are somewhat of a challenge. And I like things that sort of challenge me in some sense. And not only is, just balance exercises being a challenge in itself, but the balance, when you're doing balance exercise, you're going to help to improve so many movements. And you're going to be able to strengthen a lot of the muscles that are being used to help stabilize your body when you're doing balance exercises. So, yes, they can be a challenge, a fun challenge, but there is various things that these particular exercises do where they're helping your joints, helping your stabilizing muscles, things of that nature. So we'll sort of keep that in mind that balance and coordination are very important for functional fitness in itself. Flexibility and mobility. So flexibility refers to the ability of a muscle or a group of muscles to lengthen passively through a range of motion. It primarily focuses on the elasticity and extensibility of muscle, tendons, and ligaments. Mobility refers to the ability to move actively through a range of motion with control and stability. So it encompasses flexibility, but also includes factors such as joint stability, muscle strength, neuromuscular control, and movement patterns. So or going back to functional fitness. In everyday life, having optimal flexibility and mobility enables you to perform tasks and activities with ease, comfort, and efficiency. Whether you are bending down to pick up your child, reaching for items in the kitchen, or participating in recreational sports, maintaining adequate flexibility and stability allows you to move, or mobility, I should say, allows you to move freely and without limitations. So another thing that I usually have my clients basically implement into their workout plan, or their plan is already basically about, you know, different types of exercises. So when I have them do workouts, they usually start with a warm up and a cool down, or they start with a warm up, they go to their workout split, which may target, various muscles for that day, may target upper body, may target lower body. So they would specifically do warm up, doing stretches, foam rolling in order to help prepare those muscles for the workouts. This is, of course, helping to increase the elasticity and the extensibility of the muscles, which in turn is going to help prevent injury and, of course, help to perform those exercises that come after that warm up to be able to perform those more efficiently. So that's one thing I always have my clients do is doing a warm up and doing a cool down, of course, to help bring their body at a more stable, heart rate, and just have their body more at a relaxed state. Versus with a warm up, of course, we're increasing the heart rate, but then we're also helping to increase elasticity of the muscles to prepare for workouts. So, functional fitness tailored to your needs. So, based on your goals and fitness level, you can select exercises that target specific areas you want to improve. Functional exercises can be modified or progressed to accommodate different fitness levels, abilities, and limitations. So, for example, if you're a beginner, you might want to start with bodyweight exercises and gradually incorporate resistance as you get stronger. So, with any sort of exercise, this can go hand in hand. So, when you get started, of course, you want to start with very, lighter weights, weights that you can comfortably lift, but are also challenging enough to sort of help with that muscle growth and that stability. So, when you're doing any sort of fitness, exercise routine, you want to start at a good foundational level and then, of course, gradually progress from there. All right, guys, so that's all I have for you today. I really hope that you found this helpful and valuable. I know there were a few terms that I sort of threw around, but just know that a lot of the terms, like when we're talking about proprioception, that's just being aware of the space, being aware of your overall space and, the environment that you're in for your body, basically. So, a lot of these terms are very simple once you get down to the, understanding of them. But just know that a lot of this is about, a lot of your balance, your coordination, your stability. When you do functional exercises, you're going to help to improve a lot of these various aspects of your workout routine. So, functional exercises in themselves are not just going to help you with those exercises, they're going to transfer into other exercises. So, when you work on your balance and coordination, you're going to transfer that not just on, single leg exercises, maybe like single leg squats, but it's also going to in turn go into other exercises that don't necessarily, maybe focus on stability as much, but you're going to be able to perform those in a more controlled manner because you've built that strength and that coordination with that specific exercise, if that makes sense. So again, I know I kind of went off there, but thank you guys for taking the time to watch this, or to watch these live streams. I really appreciate all your support. You can, again, I'm going to mention my website one more time. You can go to bponlinefitness.com to learn a little bit more about my online fitness coaching, everything that I have to offer. You can learn a little bit about the program there as well. You can check out the fitness blog. You can sign up for a free consultation there. And you can also sign up to the email list that is at the bottom of the homepage of the website. And I do put the latest live stream on there, so you can watch that as well. But just keep in mind that that's there for you. There's a bunch of different information that you can check out there in regards to online coaching if you're, sort of uncertain about what it entails and what it involves. So thank you guys again for taking the time to watch this. I really appreciate it. And again, I will have another live stream next Wednesday at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thank you guys again, and I'll see you guys in the next live stream.